Hello, my name is Leif Larsen from Copenhagen Analytics. Suppose we have a list of entries in Excel, each consisting of a mixture of text as numbers, such as shown here, and then we want to find the largest number in each entry. So 250 here, 100 here, 500 here. It's actually possible to do that using a formula, and I'll show you how. The steps we need to follow to find the maximum number in each cell is to first enter a list of numbers to consider, then check whether each number exists, and then pick the largest number that exists. A list of numbers can be entered using the row function. This function basically translates a cell address into the corresponding row number, such as here. Row A1 becomes 1. If we enter a list of addresses, it will turn into a list of numbers. Another name for a list of things is an array, hence the name for the type of formula we need to use is an array formula. An array formula can be entered in a couple of ways, depending on what precisely we want to do. In our case, we want to be able to copy our formula to look at different cells, so we will enter our array formula using Ctrl-Shift-Enter. Let's look at an example. We write row A1 to A3 and hold down Ctrl, Shift and then Enter at the same time, and it had turned into an array formula. We can tell because of these brackets that you can see here in the formula editor. It looks as if it only returns a 1, but when we select the formula here and press F9, we can see that it in fact returns a list of numbers 1, 2, and 3. In our case, when we look at our data, we estimate that the largest number we will run into is 2000. So we will need to use this formula, row A1 to A2000, and we will also need to lock the formula, the cell values, so they don't change when we copy it. We do that by pressing F4, and also on this first part, so that it's the dollar signs and around everything, and we press Enter. In fact, we press Ctrl-Shift-Enter. Now again, we only see the first value of our array formula. Step 2 is to check whether each number exists in the cell. We do that using the search function. The search checks whether 50 exists in A2, and apparently it does, and it starts from the second position, but 250 also exists. However, 250 does not exist in A3, because in A3 there is no 250. We don't care the position that a value is found. We only care whether the value is found or not. So we care whether the search value is larger than 0. And then it returns a 1. If it does not exist, we saw already that it will return an error. So we would say if error, then return a 0. Now, when we enter our list of numbers into the search function, we'll get a list of 1 and 0s. And if we multiply that list of 1 and 0s onto the list of numbers, we either get 0 or the number itself. And that brings us to step 3. We want to find the maximum number. We pick the maximum of the numbers that exists, and we get the maximum number. Putting it all together, what we will do is we will take our modified search function and copy this list of numbers into it, so that instead of looking for 30, we look for our list of numbers, and we will always look in column A, so we use the F4 to put a $sign in front of the A column. Also, we want to multiply our list of numbers with a list of ones and zeros. We do that thus, and then we put maximum, we get the maximum of those values. Now 30. Now we copy the formula to here. We can do that because we locked the A column, and now we can see in each cell we get the maximum number, which is what we wanted to find. I hope you found this useful. Have a nice day.